Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Trans West Truck Trailer RV. My name is Taylor, and today we're going to be going over the All-in-E 2026. This is the Winnebago Revel Sport, and it's the 44C. So if you guys aren't familiar, it's kind of with the side seat situation here. Sorry, I can't really explain it. We'll have to wait until we get inside. But it's similar to the older Revel. So it's a little bit of a better price point, in my opinion. You still have the lithium batteries, 2 days of power. So if you're in the middle of nowhere for off-grid adventures, but let's go ahead and just take a walk around the outside really quick, and then we'll end off on the inside. So let's go ahead and get on into it. And all right, starting over here, we do have our OE wheels, have the nice little etched in, Rebel blacked out rims gives it a nice little sleek look. But the BF Goodrich is the tire, and they are the all-terrain TA KO3 tires as far as the exterior color. This one is the gray, the Maritime I'm probably saying. It wrong as far as the exterior color, so it's similar to that blue-gray situation we had earlier. And it's a little bit lighter, so it looks really pretty in the sun. When the clouds come in, it kind of changes color a little bit. So I like this exterior color. We still have our the blinkers here. So our cameras for that 360 cameras is built into our side view mirror. And then we do have that blinker on the inside as well. As we work our way up, we still have the outdoor light, so we can kind of light up that campground in addition to our Carefree awning with that LED light strip in there as well. And then you still have the option of downloading that app, that Carefree app, so you can adjust the sensitivity. So if you have it out, if you have a big gust of wind, it'll come in. And if it's just kind of gusty, you can go ahead and change that setting. So you're not fighting with that awning. Same as far as the windows, they do prop open, so you can kind of bring the outdoors inside to you. If you have a nice cool breeze, you can open up all the windows so you don't have to run that AC, since you only have about 2 days of battery power. And we'll go ahead and slide on over to the rear here. Another cool thing is the same ladder. So this is the kind of the old school ladder here. It is nice and removable. This is where you just station it, and then you go on either side and clip it in if you needed to. Adjust any of those solar panels. Dust them off. I mean, you do have a total of 250 watts, 15 watts of solar power up there. And then you have the option of putting in some more as far as having them on the outdoors. Here you have another socket where you can go ahead and plug that in to give you some more solar power if needed. Go ahead and open these up here, alrighty? And then starting from the top, we have our nice little bug screen, blackout screen, and then we do have the AC. Once we drop down the bed, we'll be able to show you that. But as you can see, this is nice and open again. Familiar to that old floor plan, you still have your nice little tie downs here. So if you needed to tie down anything in this garage area, you have the option of doing so. It went back to the 24 gallons of fresh water of the old school setup here as well for your outdoor shower, and it kind of shows you the overview of your dry camping and your power fill tank. So I like how everything is not only color coded, but gives you a picture as well to show you how you need to have it configured for each setup. And then down below here, we do have our 500 LB towing capacity here with our pre-wired plug-in for the brakes, for our brake lights. That's pretty much going to wrap it up in here. I'm going to head and keep these open so we can get some nice natural light when we work our way on the inside. And it'll kind of give me a little bit more room to maneuver around if needed. But now over here on that driver's side, you have the smart plug. So this is a 30 amp shore power cord here. It's nice and it clips in. So it's a little different now for the 2026 year model. And then we just have the same setup here as far as for our black tank cassette toilet. Sorry, of course, it's going to give me a little bit of a hard time here. I'm not going to pull it too hard on it, but again, same thing where you can go ahead and pull that out. 5 gallons, it does have wheels, so it's easy to flush down the toilet or down our porta potty. You don't really have to find a dump station, if you don't want to, and then we just have our gray water tank down here. Again, 25 gallons with the pool. Go ahead and pull that, and it will go ahead and dump everything out for you. Nice little running bar again on each side, with the clips, which I forgot to mention on the other side there. But you do have a nice little clips there. So if you needed to tie anything down or have any pets, you have the option of doing so. On either side, all right now in our cockpit, nothing has pretty much changed here. You still have the black leather seats, Everything's pretty much manual for the reclining, except your lumbar is going to be the only one that is electric here. You have your fuses for the chair directly below that, and then your 24 1.2-gallon diesel fuel tank. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pop that hood. You do have heated seats though, kind of a high, medium, and low situation right here. So something to keep in mind if you will be traveling during winter. Alrighty, now up here in front, I'll let you take a nice little peek before I pop the hood alrighty there. We go. So of course, this is on the Mercedes-Benz all-wheel drive Sprinter chassis. It's the 2L high output turbo diesel 4-cylinder N-speed. Automatic transmission is a little bit higher. So you do have a nice little grip here. So you can go ahead and put your foot up here if needed to kind of get up in there to see everything. But we have our windshield wiper fluid right over here. Our coolant, if you did need to go ahead and jump the chassis, we have one right over here, and then the negative right up over there, and then our def fill is going to be right over here on this side. Alrighty, that's pretty much going to wrap the outside up. We'll just go ahead and open up this door, and I'll show you another cool feature, our outdoor table, same as before. But it's nice that they still have that. And then we have our fire extinguisher and our fridge, so we can, so sorry, access that from the outside if needed. And then you just have your little freezer, music, nice little latch here. And then we just have our power disconnect. Here's just our light. So up is high, down is low. And then we have our awning controllers right over here. So I want to make sure we turn it on and then go ahead and use it. Turn it off. And then we have some charging. This little clip right here is just some extra counter space, which I'll show you that next. Let's go ahead and work our way on the inside here. Applause, but as you can see, the bed is up right now. I just wanted to show you kind of like the storage space that you have up in here. It's unzipped, and then you do have another cubby right over here. But right now it's nice and open and in set up for a garage space. Once you get to your destination and you're ready to set up camp, just go ahead and make sure your key is in here. So you turn it to unlock, and then you'll go ahead and just push that down. Perfect. Let me just push the cushion down for you there, alrighty. And then, so this is just going back to like that same mattress I know on the new Revel. It is a little thicker, and it's like kind of a memory foam. So I just kind of wanted to point that out. And then we just have our Coke AC up here, same. And then we do have some charging on this side here. I know it's kind of hard for you guys to see, but you do have a USB and a USB-C in addition to your own light switches back here, and some bungees so you can put some stuff in there as well. And then you have that one window that can open up, and you have your blackout screen. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and unlatch the bathroom here. Make sure I unlatched it. There we go. We're back to the same door setup. So it's just a one door instead of that split door, but you have same setup here. Shower curtain, all the goodies from Winnebago. Here is our smart plug here for our 30 amp. I wanted to show you the other side just because it does look a little different now. So this is just kind of, you would take this clear case off and you go ahead and plug it in, but to release it, you just have to pull these two out. So it's kind of nice, a little bit heavier, heavy duty, and then you have a nice little storage compartment here for the toilet paper. So you don't have to worry about that getting wet accidentally when you are using the shower. And you do have a nice little fan here, a hook for your towel. And then, of course, the shower head is adjustable. And then for saving water, you can go ahead and have it your temperature set, but turn it off. So we love that. I'll just go ahead and close that door here, and we'll jump to this side, starting with our pantry. Got your two adjustable shelves lacking no space there. And then we'll just go ahead and go to these ones directly underneath that sink. And then this switch is just for your pump, your water pump, alrighty. And for our cooktop here, we have the new Wave cooktop. You can see all of the high, medium, low settings down here, and it'll display the temperature. You can go ahead and have your warranty with this nice instructions on how to use it. There we go. And then as far as the counter space here with our sink, and then you still have a nice little blacked out cubby here and some charging for any coffee makers if needed. And up above here, additional pantry space or where you can store your pots and pans, alrighty. And then new for this year, so the Revel, this is kind of what gives you the 44C. So instead of forward-facing seats here, you have two side view seats, and then you have two little lap belts. but I like how it definitely makes it feel open inside here. You don't have the bench seat that would typically come to right here and have to do like a sideways shuffle to kind of get through. So the hallway space is definitely um, a big game changer in my opinion. I'm not sure how many folks would mind, or mainly kiddos. Sorry, I wanted to show you the laps, your seat belts here. I'll pull one out so you can kind of see. It's just the lap belts. The cushions are very fluff, so I like that. Here's the lap belt. So you do have up to two here, so you could still comfortably seat up to four. You'll only sleep two in here. But if you needed to kind of have some people come around, come with you, and then pop up a tent, you have that option of doing. So, but it just makes it a little bit more livable on the inside, in my opinion. Or if you do have pets, the hallway's a little bit bigger as well. And then with this table, you can always swing it super close to you, or you can take it off completely. So I have a lot of people, well, I mean, quite a few people that come in here, and they don't really necessarily need the bench seat. So I feel like this would be a floor plan that's a little bit more um, up their alley, just because it kind of looks like a couch, but kind of nice little floor plan there. And then we just have our overview here for our battery power, and it does count down. So right now we're only at 73% of a charge. So it's going to tell us right now with what we're running. So we just have lights on and stuff. We have about a day and 7 hours left for our battery before we do have to plug in and charge. And then it shows you the output, input, all that good stuff. And if you wanted to, you can go ahead and click into that screen to kind of deep dive into what's going on. So I love that. And then I'll just take these keys out really quick. So this is for your heating. So you can go ahead for your hot water and your heater. You can go ahead and turn that on, adjust the temperatures. And then if you have any settings, you just go ahead and click on that. And then these are just all of our light switches. And this is just our one place. So you can turn your water pump on and off. Check out your tank levels, and another battery power. Your chassis one is in there. In addition to in the dash applause, then you do have another window right over here to kind of get some nice cross breeze from the kitchen into the galley here, all right? And then we just have all of our shades inside of here. So these are nice and insulated, so you don't have to worry about if it's really, really cold. You can go ahead and put those up and kind of try to help keep the cold out while you're running your heater, or vice versa with the AC. Then we just have this nice little light bar here, a hook for any maybe like a towel or a jacket. And then you do have some more storage up above here. And then we'll go ahead and jump up front into the cockpit area. And I'll turn this on. Another new thing that I noticed is you have a different steering wheel. I mean, it still does all the same stuff, but it just looks a little bit different. All right now it's just letting us know all the doors that are open, so you can kind of see the red that's flashing at us. But if you go, we're on the home screen right now. There we go. You can still flip through all of your settings right here. It looks like it's a push button, but it's still the same swipe. So you have all the amenities up there, and then right over here, let's just exit our software update. Let's just not do that right now. Go back to the home screen. Everything is still the same here. It just looks a little different and upgraded. And then we have the apps, our info, and then settings, and go ahead and so you can go ahead and pair a device if needed, all the storage that's up here. As well as charging, you have a wireless charging up here, or you can go ahead and plug in other phones to go ahead and charge that. And then some more storage directly below all of our cup holders. And then another cool spot here where we can go ahead and put our keys, in addition to some more charging down here as well. That's pretty much going to wrap it up for our 2026 Winnebago Revel. Again, the 44C.